these are the games that you want to be a part of. And to be a part of these games, you got to win. You got to keep winning. And so, I'm super proud of the team, the way we fought, not giving up, no matter the circumstances, just keep battling, and that's what we did. So I think that's huge for us to take that next step.
We'll do the next set with Bob, Craig, and Greg.
There we go. Hey, Kyler. Last year, you guys were really testy about what you did during the off week and played pretty crappy that week when you came back. What can you guys do different to not let that happen and kill this mojo?
And, I'm a year more mature. I've been this is year 2 for me, so understanding what happened last year, what I did last year. For me, there is no bye week. Last year, we kind of treated it as if there was a bye week. This year, head stays down, and for me, like I said, there's no bye week for me. So I'm gonna keep at it, and be ready to come back and lead these guys.
Okay, we'll go the next
Kyler,
with Craig Fouie.
There we go. Kyler, 3 75-yard drives by the offense, 93-yard drive. You win in overtime over Seattle and Russ Wilson. What does this mean for you and the offense? And then more importantly, what's it mean to your team heading into the bye week?
I think it's huge, for us to do that. Sunday Night Football against one of the best teams in the league, somebody that's in our division is huge. But at the same time, we understand what we have in our locker room. We understand the type of guys, type of playmakers we have. Now, like I said, to make that next step, and for us, wanting to be the best, you got to beat the best, and that's just the nature of this game. In any sport, you got to beat the best. So, I think it was a big step for us.
Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. Kyler, congratulations on the win. It's got to be the biggest win of your pro career. You were barking at somebody on the sideline. What can you tell me about that encounter, and is that something that's natural for you, or is that an evolution in your leadership? What was going on there?
No, if you know me, when things need to be done, they need to be done, and that's just, that's as far as evolution of leadership. No, that could have happened last year, it could have happened 2 years ago. It doesn't really matter. But for me, I just want to be great, and my guys on the sideline understand that, and the locker room they understand that. So there was no hard feelings. At the end of the day, we want to win the game, and luckily we were able to do that.
Next up, Sierra, Tressa, Catherine.
What was that atmosphere like in the locker room just now?
Man, it's you can't beat a good hard fought win like that. That's it's the best type of win you can that can happen is go back and forth in overtime. I don't think I've ever been a part of something like that. Miss a field goal, interception. That was a crazy game, and I'm glad we came out on top.
And an opportunity to build your culture. What are you going to be about? Well, I think the Cardinals showed that tonight. And now, because of this win, you're within a half game of first place. So the rest of the year, every game is going to be about trying to look at the big picture, not for beyond 2020, but for 2020 and being a playoff team. It's no longer about just improving. It's about what can you get done this year in the postseason, in my opinion.
Wolf, the Cardinals defense looked completely different from the first half to the second in overtime. What adjustments do you think they made to really keep Russell Wilson bottled up after so much trouble in the first half?
Yeah, absolutely. A great observation by you, Kyle, because they were really vanilla for the most part in that first half in terms of rushing for. A lot of times without a spy on Russell Wilson. They really didn't show him a lot of complex pressure packages in that first half, and then they came back in the second half, and I think Vance Joseph just said, hey, listen, we gave up 27 points, over 300 yards of offense against the Seattle Seahawks in that first half. What do you say we just go ahead and start rolling the dice here in the second half? That's exactly what they did. The biggest adjustment by far and away from one half to the second half was the Arizona Cardinals defense and what they gave Russell Wilson on third and obvious pressure package looks. Unbelievable job by Vance Joseph.
I would like both of your takes on this one, guys. Yes, it did come down to a field goal, but to you, what was the deciding factor in this game? And there were lots of turning points, of course, to go over.
I think Kyler Murray outplayed Russell Wilson, ultimately. Wilson threw his third pick in a place on the field where you absolutely can't make that mistake. As great as Russell is and was during this game, you just can't make that play. Kyler Murray had that turnover in the game that was, again, right after Wilson had thrown a pick. But other than that, he had some misfires. But ultimately, to throw for 360, to throw 3 touchdown passes, to run for another score, to bring his team back from 10 down, I think it showed a lot of leadership. I think guys are looking to Kyler for leadership. This team is his team. He's the best player on the team. We know that. And again, I think he proved tonight he belongs and the Cardinals belong in the conversation of the 2020 postseason.
Guys, I got to jump in here and talk about the sequence that happened in the first half. David, you and I were talking about this very thing right here where Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks were getting ready to score a touchdown. Buda Baker with the huge pick, and now all of a sudden the Cardinals are getting ready to score a touchdown. So what you're looking at basically is a 14-point swing, and on 4th down, they're stopped. They don't get it. And what does Seattle do? They take the ball and go 97 yards for a touchdown. I'm telling you right now, that would have broken a lot of teams. Kyle, you used the word resilience. I heard you talking about the Cardinals, and you are right on the money. The biggest thing they showed, circumference and resilience.
No doubt. And Dave, I mean, you look at the Kenyon Drake injury. We don't know how serious it is. It didn't look great. He was pretty emotional. What kind of luxury is it to have a Chase Edmonds on this team where you want Kenyon Drake healthy, obviously, but if he is banged up, what does it mean for the Cardinals to have Chase Edmonds able to step in?
Yeah, first of all, Kyle, you hate it for Kenyon Drake. All that is at stake for Kenyon Drake in this year. But Chase Edmonds, to me, I always felt was the future of the franchise at that position because he's so good in the passing game. Last year, he was hurt, and I think people kind of forgot about him coming into this year among the great weapons the Cardinals have. I think they're fine at that position. I really do. It's a tough loss with Kenyon Drake, but Chase Edmonds is more than capable. I'm just amazed they continue to lose guys on defense. I mean, look who was in there at the end of the game on defense, yet they're still making plays. And look, Hassan Reddick, for all the times we were critical of him, for not figuring things out, for being slow to react, for not having a great feel, he looks like a first-round pick right now. I mean, maybe this is new life for Hassan Reddick as an Arizona Cardinal.
Talking about another first-round pick, Wolf, the rook came through. Isaiah Simmons, how much of a confidence booster is this for him?
Oh, my goodness, I can't even imagine right now. There are plays that you'll make as a rookie where you lay awake in bed by yourself, 2:30 in the morning, look at the shadows creeping across the ceiling and say, I can do this. And I'll guarantee you, Isaiah Simmons, I'm sure he hasn't been lacking confidence. But, look, it's not like he's got a ton of experience. And to make that play in that situation when it mattered the most, well, that's going to pay huge dividends for that kid down the road.
You talk about just him, but from a team perspective, Dave, having a win like this, does it tell the whole Cardinals team that we can play with the big boys and we're not going to blink when times get tough against really talented opponents?
Yeah, and I think, excuses that a lot of teams would have of, hey, we're young or we have an injury here or, we just didn't play a great game today, that goes by the wayside. Look, Detroit is better than, and I always thought because of their injuries they were better than what we saw the first couple games. So you look at that game and it's understandable losing that game. The Carolina one, a little bit more head-scratching, but look what they've done the last 3 games. They pounded a bad Jets team. They pounded a bad Cowboys team. And that, first of all, that shows you're a good team when you beat a bad team the way they did. But I think tonight, again, you crossed a threshold. You proved to not just yourselves, the entire NFL, that you're for real. That's why I said it's on. It's on now. It's about more than just growing as a franchise. It's about going out and trying to win the NFC West.
All right, guys, thanks for your time. I think we're all going to need the bye week after this one. How about we take a listen to Dave Pasch's game-winning call after this?
Seattle has a timeout. Pete Carroll might use it. He's walking down the sideline, standing next to the official. 48-yard attempt for Zane Gonzalez, looking to win the game and get some redemption here in overtime. 20 seconds to go. Snap. Ball is down. Kick from Gonzalez is up. It looks good. It is good! The Cardinals win it!
Thanks, guys. Have a great bye week. Incredible call as always, Pash.
Nice call, Dave.
Take care.
Whew. All right, after this one, Kyle, I still can't catch my breath after this. I mean, seeing the way that this team fought back, it wasn't pretty. There were tons of mistakes early on, yet still they were able to find a way to hand the Seahawks their first loss of the season. Let's head to head coach Cliff Kingsbury with his thoughts on today's win.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.